Hey guys, it's George with Diamondyard Sportscards coming at you here with another video. Happy Thursday to everyone. Hope everyone is cruising into the end of the week. We got some football coming up this weekend, and it should be great. Got a few things to talk about. The first one is my good friend and my best friend in card collecting, my friend for years since junior high, Eric, has started his YouTube channel finally. He's been on videos with me doing PSA reveals. We go to the Long Beach show for probably well over 10 years now. We're headed out here in September. Hopefully we'll see some other YouTubers out there. Maybe G's Mikey might meet up with us. JR Specie, LA Collection. We saw 3000 Hitman John out there. But anyway, I want to give a shout out to my great friend Eric, for his channel, Grimy Mint Sportscards. So check his channel out. He does vintage, he does modern. He's got a great Bob Gibson collection. He did his first video and he showed off a really nice 1954 Monty Irvin in a pretty high grade and a beautiful and rare satchel page for 1949 photo pack. Beautiful card. So Grimy Mint Sportscards, guys, hit him up with a sub. Check his channel out. You won't be disappointed. So also Brent from Mint Musings. Brent's got a great channel, and he has a request for us to show off our first favorite baseball player, some cards of that player or a card of that player. And he had showed off a great Rupert Jones, 1978 Rookie Cup Rupert Jones. And I remember Rupert as a really good player. I know he was on the Mariners. I believe he was on the Yankees. And I remember him from RBI Baseball when he was on the Angels, on a slugging Angels squad in RBI Baseball Nintendo. Him and George Hendrick were teamed up with Wally Joyner and Reggie Jackson and Doug DeCinces. Anyway, Rupert Jones, great player. And sometimes, you know, the great players you love is your first love of a player. It doesn't have to be an all-time Hall of Famer. It could be anybody. But anyway, I wanted to show off a few cards of my favorite first player, Rod Carew. So guys, we're here to look at some cards. So here we go. So guys, got some cards here to show off. Going to try to keep the camera stable and steady. My first favorite player growing up was Mr. Rodney Kleinkeru. Now, Rod Carew would amass 7 batting titles, one of the greatest hitters of all time, with a career .328 batting average. This is rookie card from '67 with Hank Allen, Richie Allen's brother, on there. So Rod Carew, I started to like Rod Carew in about the late 1970s. And Phoenix was expanding, and we had a lot of people moving here from a lot of different areas of the country. And one of those areas was Minnesota. I had some neighbors from Minneapolis, and they loved the Twins. And the older boy loved the Twins. And so, you know, being a younger kid on the block, we gravitated to this, and he turned us on to the great Rod Carew. And so Carew would win the batting titles, as I talked to you about, but then in 1977, he would start playing first base full-time, and he would win the most valuable player, setting career highs in RBIs with 128 runs scored, I believe 239 or 38 hits, hitting .388, assaulting .400. I believe there was even a Sports Illustrated article with him and a cover with him and Ted Williams on it, talking about the art of hitting. So the great Rod Carew was my favorite player growing up. And, you know, you couldn't find Rod Carew or see Rod Carew on TV. We didn't have ESPN or anything like that back then. So you'd watch the game of the week or Monday Night Baseball. So you might see Rod Carew matched up against Reggie Jackson or, you know, Dave Winfield, the Orioles with Eddie Murray, Jim Palmer. But anyway, Rod Carew in 1984, I'm sorry, this is 84 card, but his 83 season is on the back. 1983, Rod Carew was chasing .400 yet again and going for his 8th batting title. And I remember the season vividly because I really started to collect in 83. And he would end up finishing up the season, if I can show you here, focus in, at .339, which normally would be enough to win you a batting title. But he was hitting .400 up until the All-Star break, again on the cover of Sports Illustrated. And somebody caught him, and he had a slumping second half. Beautiful 84 Donners here. Love these cards. And the man who caught him would go on to win many batting titles as well, and that was Wade Boggs. Shout out to Wade Boggs fan John. Wade Boggs won his first batting title in 1983. He would catch Rod Carew, and he would pass him and hit a scintillating .361. And you can see there, Donruss is really the first one to show the leaders that I can remember on cards. which would be shown with that asterisk by the batting average or whatever statistic they had on here. So Boggsy hit 361, and then Rodney Carew would end up having a couple more seasons, and then he would end up retiring. So some pickups. Got some pickups, guys, for you. Picked up this one at a show, and it is a beautiful 1963 Willie Mays. I saw a John Mangini video, I believe, from the Tampa Card Show, and he was talking about how he loves to pick up the 1975 Nolan Ryan whenever he sees it. I'm the same way. I feel the same way about any kind of Mays or Aaron's or any kind of old vintage cards that are well-centered. And this is just a beautiful 63 Mays. Colors are fantastic. The corners are rounded, and maybe it does a 3 or a 4, but to me, it's a beautiful, beautiful card with great colors. Another, some cards I've been picking up. You guys know I love the Negro Leagues. And so we got a old-time Black Stars Oscar Charleston. Now, the Josh Gibson card, even raw, I've been watching them recently going for well over $300. And there were all kinds of, all the blacks, all the Negro League stars in this set. 1974 Laughlin. Now, Oscar Charleston, if you guys don't know, built like Babe Ruth with a barrel chest and spindly legs. Charleston combined speed, hitting power, and a strong arm from 1915 to 1930. He was considered the top outfielder in the game. Now, the reality of this is Oscar Charleston not only was the top outfielder in the game in the Negro Leagues, but maybe likely in Major League Baseball in general. And Oscar Charleston is probably one of the top 15 greatest players of all time. If you look now, actually, in Baseball Reference has put the Negro League stats on their site, and even though you may or may not agree with it, he is number 2 now in all-time batting average. Now, that could be debated because there's a minimum number of bats required, and the Negro Leagues only have there's only a certain amount of box scores and statistics that they can amass. So the Seam Heads is working on that right now, but he is number 2 now behind the great Ty Cobb. Next card was another Oscar Charleston. This is an Oscar video. There's an Oscar coming at the end, too. Baseball Immortals, 1976. I just kind of like the art on this. And this is a beautiful card. Very, very reasonable. It's a first printing of these. These, I believe, are SSPC or TCMA. It's the first printing of this Oscar Charleston. One of the first great stars of the Negro Leagues, was an all-around player who could beat you with speed or power. Negro League historians claim normally he hit close to 370 with 30 homers a season. So there's no doubt that his skills were superior to nearly everyone, perhaps except this man, Josh Gibson. And this is a set, the Frisch, 1986, Larry Frisch, Negro League Baseball Stars. A great set from a legend in our hobby. I think Mr. Frisch's family now runs the business, or his sons do, or his son does. But I saw this one. It was in super good condition. I thought it might even do like a 9 or something, a PSA 9. But a great card of Josh Gibson, semi-professional baseball, began semi-professional baseball with the Crawford Color Giants, then played for the Homestead Grays and the Pittsburgh Crawfords, the great Josh Gibson. A couple other pickups going down the stretch here. 85 Donruss. Now, for those of you who never cracked packs of 85 Donruss, these cards were so condition sensitive, chipping with the black borders, but they would scratch as well, like 84 Donruss. They had just such a proclivity for scratching. Anyway, I picked up this Cal Ripken, the Iron Man. Probably a record that will never be broken. Also picked up this beautiful 1985 Top Sweetness. Also, similar to the Ripken, this card also was subject to chipping and everything like that. Some people don't like the 85 design. You got the Payton in large letters, the Walter and the Bears. And, if you were Anthony Munoz or Walter Payton, you got a Topps All-Pro down Dan Marino. This is a beautiful card of Walter Payton. It's an 8.5, which actually is a relatively high grade. After PSA 8, these cards are very rare, anything higher than a PSA 8, especially 1985. Last card, the great Oscar Robertson. Love this autograph. I had thought I had bought an Oscar Robertson rookie I was going to share with you guys. That transaction didn't work out, but I did pick up this autograph. It's a Panini Obsidian, Lightning Strike, number to 10, 9 out of 10. And this autograph, it's a 9 probably for this little nick right there, if you can see on the shininess. But just a beautiful, beautiful autograph. So, guys, I want to thank you so much for joining me. And, of course, please check out Brent's channel, near Mint Musings. And hit him up with a sub, guys. Grimy Mint Sports Cards. Eric, vintage cards, modern cards. You won't be disappointed. Have a wonderful Thursday, guys. Be kind to each other and keep collecting.